What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counter Punch Boxing News, and it's a little analyzing time. It's time to think about the possibilities and talk about the possibilities of the things that could go wrong in the Wilder AJ situation. It's supposed to be, close to getting done, yada, yada, yada. But, I believe the real reason for that is, and one of the subscribers, pointed this out, that if AJ takes the fight with Provetkin, okay, the problem with that is we don't know what could happen in that fight, because Provetkin's a dangerous guy, and ain't like Provetkin can't fight. You know what I mean? So if Provetkin knocks out Anthony Joshua, or somehow upsets Joshua in some type of way, the Wilder fans on their end will have a frenzy. You know what I'm saying? They will have a frenzy. And they should have a frenzy. And they should rejoice and celebrate and all that good stuff. You know why they'll? The reason for that is because, for one, then they'll say, oh, well, AJ should have took the $50 million when it was offered. You know what I mean? Then it would look exactly like that Manny Pacquiao situation. The only difference was Manny Pacquiao was not the A side of that situation. But that was that. So if AJ gets upset in any way, he loses all the belts, everything that he's worked for, everything that, that he's built, he loses to Provetkin. Now, then a fight between Provetkin and Deontay Wilder will automatically be on the table. The only difference is Provetkin will have the majority of the belts, and it'll kind of be iffy on who's the A side in that situation. I would think it would be Wilder, but if Provetkin does win and he gets all the belts, or gets the rest of the belts, what would that make him with all those belts being, multi title holders? You know what I mean? So, because remember, Deontay Wilder was set to fight Provetkin a long time ago, and they had a nasty case in court, and Provetkin went and sued him, but Provetkin came out dirty, and it was nasty. I think Deontay Wilder was awarded like $5 million or something like that, but then I don't even know if he got all that, because, it was kind of all in limbo how that situation went. And, and I look at it, man, and it's like, if a fight between AJ and Provetkin happens and AJ loses, it's like everything that all the talks that we've been talking about, all the discussions mean nothing at that point. They mean nothing, because then the fight will never happen, because now AJ is not undefeated anymore. He's not a title holder anymore. He's just AJ. He's just a young fighter that did a whole lot of things to come to a point, to a standard halt. You know what I mean? A screeching halt. So, I feel the fight needs to happen sooner instead of later because of that. Because a fight between Provetkin and Wilder, things work themselves out. People call it karma and things of that nature. Look at the Triple G, situation. He still ended up fighting and getting the majority of what he wanted. So, and then Canelo ends up, not paying any money. Things go the way it is. It's just, more time has been wasted. But a lot of things happen for reasons, beyond that. Regardless of how corrupt boxing is, you do have a modifier and an equalizer, and something that governs that. And it's called karma. It's called planting bad seeds. You plant some bad seeds, you're going to get some. You know what I mean? Look at Pacquiao and Jeff Horn. Look what Bob Arum attempted to do. I don't know what his attempt was, but fighting someone like Jeff Horn instead of someone like Terrence Crawford was inevitable. Now Terrence Crawford fights Jeff Horn to get the WBO. So the WBO title belt went to the right guy. So you get what I'm saying about the karma, included in all this, and that's what it is. So if it was meant for Provetkin to fight AJ, that's what'll happen. You know what I mean? But it's because of people's decisions and the decisions they make, and why they make them, because you see a lot of situations where fighters pick certain guys to fight knowing that there's less risk involved. but that they don't really understand the guaranteed result of that. You know what I mean? And it happens all the time. And a lot of times it's devastating to the fighter because they're thinking, well, I'm supposed to fight this guy and beat this guy, you know, but now this guy ends up the cherry pick that goes wrong. You know, it happens. You know, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Provetkin is a cherry picker, but he, you know, because he's a mandatory, you know what I mean? Again, see the Triple G about not fighting your mandatories, and that's what you will have. You know, so he has to fight one of those guys. He has to fight Provetkin, you know, or he'll be stripped of that belt. Okay, so this fight needs to happen. But here's the other possibility. Saying all that to say this. If AJ beats Provetkin, AJ stock rises even more than it was before. Because you got to understand, this dude has 21 fights, okay, with 20 knockouts. And he fights and beats Provetkin. Then that's another notch on the belt. Then people can say, you know what? AJ fought the dude that you didn't fight. You never fought, that you were planning to fight, but you never fought. You know? So, but again, you know, the arguments are always going to continue. It's like the Pac-Tards and the Flomos. You know, we got the AJs and the Bomb Squad. You know, and these guys are gonna go at it. You know, people fight over over my channel. I see evidence of it all the time. If you read the comments, and you know, people, you can tell what side people are on. You know what I mean? You know, and they don't like people that straddle the fence. You know, that's why I'm not liked by a lot of guys that like Wilder, because I don't. You know, I straddle the fence. I'm a fence straddler because I step back and I look at things sensibly, you know, and unbiasedly. You know, so. But anyway, again, this is the sport that I love, that I hate so much. You know what I mean? And the possibilities are endless, but this fight does need to happen. But imagine a fight with Provetkin and AJ. You know, imagine that. Like, or should I say, imagine Provetkin and Wilder. You know, how would that fight play out? You know, so, you know, the possibilities are endless, man. I just wanted to, you know, to share that with you guys, you know, of the possibilities that this super fight that everyone's looking for, everyone's hoping for, and all these negotiations are going back and forth. They can come to a screeching halt if AJ loses or Deontay Wilder loses. You know, I don't think Dominique Brazelle can do it, but I like Dominique Brazelle. Dominique Brazelle, another possibility, he could go in there and fight Deontay Wilder, and he still has that memory of Deontay Wilder's brother bothering his family on his sleeve. You know what I'm saying? So, in essence, that could be a great motivator to get in there and fight like a madman, you know, and who knows? I mean, after Dominique Brazelle did beat an undefeated fighter. I think his name was not Ndongo, but he was an African fighter. He was an African fighter. I don't know his name, but he was an up-and-coming guy that he was upset by Dominique Brazelle. Dominique Brazelle, you know, this was a guy that was moving up. However, this guy was undefeated. So the point I'm trying to make is, just because a guy that's prone to win doesn't mean he's going to win. So, yeah, that could happen. Now, imagine that. And if some type of way that Dominique Brazelle can upset Wilder, that would put Dominique Brazelle back in the same situation that he was 2 years ago when he fought AJ, or 3 years ago when he fought AJ, you know, and got stopped. So then he has to face the guy that already beat him. You know what I mean? But, I mean, again, this is boxing. We don't know how this is going to flow until it flows. You know what I mean? So, anyway, you guys tell me what you think about these possibilities, okay? And this is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.